This is going to be a different kind of video today, a much more personal one, kind of talking about why these videos, why the shorter content, why social media, and really it's a video, the first one about inflection points. The last year and a half, I think it's safe to say, it's been difficult for all of us. It's forced us to face some demons that I think many of us, myself included, would prefer not to have faced. It's shifted our narratives of life. It's cracked open a lot of our expectations. And the question now is what we do with all of that as we enter into the second half of 2021. A few of my videos have talked about kind of that opportunity and pain and change for growth. And the question becomes, how? That turns to inflection points. The way I think about inflection points, it's the moments in our lives that have the power to change everything. It's those times that we can look back on and we know that whether it happened to us or whether it's the way that we reacted or responded, that it forever altered our path. And we're at one now, societally, individually. I think all of us have this opportunity right now to reconsider where we want our futures to be. For me, a lot of the calibration becomes around short-term versus long-term thinking, that when I get stuck in my patterns, it's short-term goals, it's comfort and ease. And I know that to get to the future that I want, the future consistent with my values and what I aspire to, what I consider to be a fulfilling, meaningful life, I have to shift to a long-term goal, even if it's very uncomfortable and scary. I've been told that in these videos and some of the content that I come across is confident, that I know exactly what I'm doing. And although I hate to say this, it's not that way at all. I'm terrified about this path, and that's something I hate to say for a couple of reasons. The biggest one is that I believe that words have weight, and even me acknowledging that. The words we put into the world, we match our experiences with the energy that we put out through those words. But going back to where we've been the last year and a half, coming out of COVID, what I realized my priorities are, a lot of it's around connection, relationships, the value of other people. And so my inflection point on the greater level is around shifting from, first it was years ago, real estate investment, and then writing novels, which, from a room by myself, and now it's shifting to this social media, a very vulnerable place, and then it'll be working with people and talking to people more, and conversations, which I've already started having with many of you, but it's a very uncomfortable moment for me. But again, it's a matter of leveraging this inflection point in my life. And I hope through that I can inspire some of you to consider where you want to go to. The future and decisions that are aligned with your values and what you want. And making those hard decisions. Because back to my discomfort, and that's when I know that I'm doing it right. One of my mantras in recent years has been that easy is not a way to live. It doesn't get me to where I want to be longer term. So I hope you'll join me for this path. I hope you'll join the conversation. I hope that you find some of these things meaningful. Can shift your perspective, as our narratives in a lot of ways are kind of up for grabs right now with these shifts in the world. And as hard as it is for me, I want to show up for the sake of this inflection point. So you'll be hearing more stories about my inflection points, along with kind of the similar content, what I've been doing. And expanding it, kind of creating ripples from this moment out. Because here I am.